Welcome to the new video. Old cryptocoin, the Liberty One dime of the United States of America, is one of the most fascinating and historically rich small coins ever produced, representing not just 10 cents in value, but over a century of American heritage, artistry, and economic evolution. When collectors and history lovers talk about the Liberty dime, they often refer to classic designs like the barber dime introduced in 1892 and the famous Mercury dime, officially known as the winged Liberty head dime, designed by the legendary sculptor Adolph A. Weinman, and first released in 1916, a coin that beautifully symbolizes freedom of thought through the image of liberty wearing a wing cap. This small silver coin quickly became a favorite among Americans because of its elegant design, practical size, and the strong symbolic message of liberty and progress during a rapidly changing era in the United States. The dime itself, being one of the smallest denominations in U.S. coinage, played a major role in everyday commerce, from buying newspapers and food items to being saved in jars and banks by generations of families, making it not just currency, but part of daily American life. As we explore the Liberty dime in depth, it is important to understand that the design evolution reflects the artistic trends and national mood of the time, especially during the early 20th century when the United States was emerging as a global power and wanted its coinage to reflect dignity, strength, and cultural sophistication. The obverse of the winged Liberty head dime features a youthful Liberty facing left, wearing a winged Phrygian cap that many people mistakenly call Mercury due to its resemblance to the Roman god. But in reality, the design represents liberty of thought and freedom, which aligns perfectly with American ideals, while the reverse showcases a fasces and olive branch symbolizing unity and peace, a powerful message during the years surrounding World War I and World War II. Produced at major mint facilities including United States mint locations such as Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, these dimes carry mint marks that are crucial for collectors when determining rarity and value, especially key dates like 1916 D, which is considered one of the most valuable and sought-after dimes in American numismatics due to its extremely low mintage and high demand among collectors worldwide. Over time, the Liberty dime became more than just a coin. It turned into a collectible treasure that tells a story of America's industrial growth, wartime resilience, and artistic excellence, especially because it was minted in 90% silver until 1964, giving it intrinsic metal value along with historical importance. In 1946, the Liberty design was replaced by the Roosevelt dime to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, after his passing, marking the end of the Liberty dime era and the beginning of a new chapter in American coinage. Yet collectors still consider the earlier Liberty dimes to be among the most beautiful coins ever struck in U.S. history. The craftsmanship of these coins is remarkable, with fine details in Liberty's hair, the wings on the cap, and the fasces bands on the reverse, which demonstrate the high-quality engraving techniques of the early 20th century minting process, making high-grade specimens especially valuable and visually stunning. Today, coin collectors search through old collections, estate sales, and coin rolls hoping to discover rare Liberty dimes in excellent condition, particularly those with full bands on the reverse, as these features significantly increase market value and collector interest. The historical significance of the Liberty One dime also connects deeply with American cultural identity, as it circulated during pivotal moments such as the Great Depression, World Wars, and the economic boom of the mid-20th century, silently witnessing the financial and social changes of the nation. From a numismatic perspective, grading plays a major role in determining the value of a Liberty dime, with coins in mint state condition often selling for significantly higher prices compared to circulated examples, and rare mint errors, overdates, and low mintage years becoming highly desirable among serious collectors. Furthermore, the silver composition of pre-1965 dimes adds another layer of value, as fluctuations in silver prices influence the baseline worth of these coins even in worn condition, making them attractive not only to collectors but also to precious metal investors. The legacy of the Liberty dime continues to inspire modern coin design discussions, as many experts believe that the artistic beauty of early 20th century U.S. coins has never been fully matched by contemporary designs, reinforcing the timeless appeal of Liberty-themed coinage. Educationally, the Liberty dime serves as an excellent entry point for beginner collectors who want to learn about mint marks, grading scales, historical context, and coin preservation techniques, all while owning a piece of authentic American history. Preserving these coins properly in protective holders, away from moisture and harsh cleaning methods, is essential to maintaining their long-term value and condition, as improper handling can reduce both aesthetic and market worth. The storytelling power of the Liberty One dime lies in its journey through countless hands across generations, representing everyday transactions, personal savings, and historical milestones, making it far more than just a small denomination coin. Whether found in an old coin album, inherited from family collections, or purchased from reputable dealers, the Liberty dime remains a symbol of elegance, heritage, and enduring value in the world of coin collecting. Its legacy continues to grow as more collectors and history enthusiasts rediscover the charm and importance of classic United States coinage in the modern era. Step 1 today, we are diving deep into one of the most interesting and widely collected coins in American history, the Liberty One dime 1967 from the United States of America, a small coin with a powerful story that reflects a major turning point in U.S. coinage history and the economic pressures of the 1960s. The 1967 Roosevelt dime, often called by collectors the Liberty One dime because of the iconic representation of liberty through President Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait, was minted during a very unique era when the United States Mint was facing a massive coin shortage and rising silver prices. This period followed the Coinage Act of 1965, a law that removed silver from dimes and quarters, which makes the 1967 dime especially important because it is composed of copper-nickel clad instead of the 90% silver used in earlier dimes before 1965. When you look at the obverse of the 1967 dime, you'll see the left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, symbolizing freedom, strength, and leadership, along with the word liberty clearly inscribed, which is why many collectors and content creators refer to it as the Liberty One dime. The design was created by the talented sculptor and engraver John R. Cynic, whose initials JS appear near the neck of Roosevelt, adding authenticity and historical value to the coin's design. On the reverse side, the 1967 dime features a torch in the center representing liberty, an olive branch for peace on the left, and an oak branch for strength on the right, a symbolic trio that reflects the core ideals of the United States during a time of global change and political tension. One fascinating detail about the 1967 dime is that it has no mint mark, and this was intentional because from 1965 to 1967, the U.S. Mint removed mint marks to discourage coin hoarding during a national coin shortage, meaning all 1967 dimes, whether struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, appear without a mint mark, which creates an interesting mystery for collectors trying to trace production origins. The historical context of the 1967 Liberty One dime is deeply connected to the economic shifts of the mid-1960s, when silver prices were rising rapidly and people began hoarding older silver coins, causing circulation shortages and forcing the government to transition to clad coinage for everyday transactions. Even though the 1967 dime is not made of silver, it still holds significant collectible value, especially in uncirculated condition, proof-like quality, or with rare minting errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, and full torch details that can dramatically increase the coin's market price among serious numismatists. Many collectors search for high-grade specimens graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading services because condition plays a crucial role in determining value, and a well-preserved 1967 dime with strong luster and sharp details can be worth far more than its face value of 10 cents. Another important aspect of the 1967 Liberty One dime is its massive mintage, with hundreds of millions of coins produced, making it very common in circulation at the time. Yet today, it remains a nostalgic piece of American pocket change history that connects collectors to the transitional era of modern U.S. coinage. When examining this coin closely, collectors often focus on the sharpness of Roosevelt's hair, the clarity of the torch bands, and the overall strike quality, as weak strikes are common for this year due to the high-speed production demands placed on the U.S. Mint during the coin shortage crisis. The edge of the coin reveals a copper core sandwiched between nickel layers, a clear visual sign that distinguishes it from the earlier silver dimes, and this clad composition helped the government stabilize coin production costs while maintaining durability for everyday use in commerce. From a storytelling perspective, the 1967 Liberty One dime is more than just currency. It represents resilience, economic adaptation, and the modernization of American coinage technology during a time when the nation was balancing industrial growth, inflation concerns, and global economic competition. Collectors and investors often discuss whether circulated 1967 dimes can still be valuable, and while most circulated pieces are worth face value, exceptional uncirculated examples, error coins, and coins with full torch details can command higher prices in the collector market, especially when authenticated and graded. It is also important to note that many beginners confuse the term Liberty One dime with older Mercury dimes, but the 1967 version belongs to the Roosevelt series, which began in 1946 to honor President Roosevelt's legacy and his role in founding the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio. Over time, the 1967 dime has gained attention on YouTube coin channels and collector communities because it is easy to find, affordable to collect, and historically meaningful, making a perfect coin for both beginner and advanced collectors who want to build a complete Roosevelt dime collection. If you ever find a 1967 dime in your pocket change, it is always worth checking its condition, strike quality, and possible mint errors because hidden treasures can sometimes be discovered in ordinary circulation coins. In today's collector market, the educational value of the 1967 Liberty One dime continues to grow as more people learn about the transition from silver to clad coinage and the economic history behind everyday money, proving that even a small 10-cent coin can carry a powerful legacy of liberty, innovation, and American heritage that still fascinates collectors around the world, especially those who appreciate U.S. coins and historical currency stories for long-form educational content like the videos created on Liberty Ledger Crypto, where each coin is not just money but a piece of history waiting to be explored in detail. Step to today, we are diving deep into the fascinating history, design, rarity, and collector value of the 1973 Liberty One dime of the United States of America, a coin that at first glance may seem like an ordinary small silver-colored piece of currency, but in reality carries a powerful story of American heritage, economic change, and numismatic significance that every coin collector and history lover should understand. Because the 1973 dime is part of the famous Roosevelt dime series, which replaced the earlier Mercury dime in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, whose leadership during the Great Depression and World War II made him one of the most respected figures in American history. And since then, the Roosevelt dime has remained one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. coinage. And the 1973 Liberty One dime continues this legacy with its iconic obverse portrait of President Roosevelt facing left, designed by Chief Engraver John R. Cynic with the word Liberty boldly inscribed along the left edge, the motto "In God We Trust" placed just below the chin, and the year 1973 stamped clearly on the right side, representing a time when the United States economy was experiencing inflation pressures and shifts in monetary policy, which also influenced coin production and metal composition, because by 1973, the U.S. Mint was no longer using silver in dimes, and instead the coin was struck using a clad composition made of copper and nickel, giving it durability and resistance to where compared to earlier silver dimes minted before 1965. And this transition itself makes coins like the 1973 dime historically important as they reflect the changing financial realities of the nation. Now, when we turn the coin over to the reverse side, we see the classic torch in the center, symbolizing liberty and enlightenment, flanked by an olive branch on the left representing peace, and an oak branch on the right, representing strength and independence, with the inscriptions United States of America and one dime, encircling the design along with the motto E pluribus unum, a phrase meaning out of many one, which perfectly captures the unity of the American states, and this elegant reverse design has remained insistent for decades, making a Roosevelt dime instantly recognizable across generations. The 1973 Liberty dime was minted in 3 major U.S. mint facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with Philadelphia coins having no mint mark, Denver coins featuring a small D mint mark, and San Francisco producing special proof coins marked with an S, and these proof coins were specially struck for collectors using polished dies and planchets, resulting in a mirror-like finish and sharper details, which significantly increases their desirability and value in the collector market. And when discussing vintage figures, millions of 1973 dimes were produced for circulation, meaning the coin is relatively common in worn condition, but higher-grade uncirculated examples and proof versions can still hold strong numismatic interest, especially when preserved in mint-state condition with full bands visible on the torch design, as collectors often look for full bands, FB, designation, which indicates exceptional strike quality and detail on the reverse torch bands, and coins with this designation can command much higher prices compared to regular circulated pieces. Furthermore, error coins from 1973, such as off, center strikes, double die varieties, and clip planchets are extremely sought after, and if discovered in excellent condition, they can be worth significantly more than face value, sometimes reaching impressive auction prices depending on rarity and grading. Speaking of grading, professional grading services like PGS and NGC play a crucial role in determining the value of a 1973 Liberty dime, as a coin graded MS65 or higher can be worth many times more than a circulated coin, while proof, coins graded PR69 or PR70 are considered premium collector items due to their near-perfect preservation and brilliant luster. It is also important to note that although the 1973 dime does not contain silver, its historical and collectible appeal remains strong because collectors appreciate its connection to the long-running Roosevelt series and its representation of early 1970s American coinage. During this period, vending machines, daily commerce, and small transactions relied heavily on dimes, making them an essential part of everyday American life. And many people unknowingly handle these coins without realizing their potential future collectible status. Today, coin hunters and collectors still search bankrolls and old coin jars hoping to find high-grade examples or rare mint errors from 1973, adding excitement to the hobby of numismatics. Another interesting detail about the 1973 Liberty dime is its reeded edge, which not only adds to the coin's aesthetic appeal, but historically serve as a security feature to prevent metal shaving in earlier silver coins, even though by 1973 the dime was clad. The tradition of reeded edges remained as a standard feature of U.S. coinage. The diameter of the coin measures 17.91 millimeters, and its weight is approximately 2.27 grams. Specifications that have remained consistent for Roosevelt dimes since the clad composition was introduced. And these precise measurements make the coin compatible with automated counting and vending systems, further highlighting the practical engineering behind U.S. mint coin production. From a historical perspective, 1973 was a year marked by major global events including economic uncertainty and technological advancement, and coins minted during this year act as small metallic time capsules reflecting the era's political and economic environment. Collectors often appreciate coins not just for their metal value, but for the stories they carry, and the 1973 Liberty One dime is no exception, because it represents a continuation of American resilience, artistic tradition, and minting excellence. Whether you are a beginner collector, a seasoned numismatist, or simply someone curious about the coins in your pocket, the 1973 Roosevelt Liberty dime offers an accessible entry into coin collecting due to its availability, affordability, and historical background. And as time passes, well-preserved examples will likely become more desirable as fewer high-grade specimens remain in circulation, making it a smart long-term collectible for those who carefully store and preserve their coins in protective holders away from moisture and environmental damage. In conclusion, the 1973 Liberty One dime of the United States of America may appear small in size, but its historical significance, classic design, mint variations, collectible potential, and connection to one of the most iconic coin series in American history make it a truly remarkable piece of numismatic heritage. And if you ever come across a 1973 dime in your collection or pocket change, take a closer look, because that simple coin could hold hidden value, historical depth, and a timeless story that connects the past, present, and future of American coinage. Step 3. The 1978 Liberty One dime, more accurately known as the 1978 Roosevelt dime, is a fascinating piece of American coinage history that reflects not only the economic environment of the late 20th century, but also the enduring legacy of American values, design traditions, and numismatic interest among collectors across the world, especially in the United States, where the dime has remained one of the most actively circulated coins for everyday transactions. And when we talk about the 1978 dime, we are essentially exploring a coin that carries the portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, a symbol chosen in 1946 to honor his leadership and his role in founding the March of Dimes campaign. And by 1978, this design had already been in circulation for over 3 decades, making it one of the most recognizable coin designs produced by the United States Mint, which struck millions of these coins primarily at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Although Philadelphia dimes of that era did not carry a mint mark, while Denver examples were marked with small d on the reverse near the torch. And this detail alone creates a compelling talking point for collectors who carefully inspect mint marks, strike quality, and surface preservation when evaluating the coin's potential value beyond its face value of 10 cents. And the obverse design features Roosevelt facing left with the word liberty boldly inscribed along the rim. The motto "I in God we trust" placed beneath the neck, and the year 1978 positioned to the right, creating a balanced and classic composition that emphasizes both patriotism and historical continuity in American coinage, while the reverse design displays a torch in the center symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch symbolizing strength, along with the inscriptions United States of America and 1 dime, a design that has remained largely unchanged since its introduction and continues to resonate with collectors who appreciate its simplicity and symbolic depth. And from a historical standpoint, the year 1978 was an interesting period in American history marked by economic shifts, inflation concerns, and ongoing modernization of minting technology, which makes coins from this era especially interesting to numismatists who study how mass production techniques influence strike consistency and metal composition, as by 1978 the dime was already composed of a clad composition of copper and nickel rather than the earlier 90% silver composition used before 1965, meaning that the intrinsic metal value is low, but the collectible value can still be significant depending on condition, rarity of errors, and grading standards. And when examining a 1978 dime under magnification, collectors often look for details such as full torch bands on the reverse, sharp hair detail on Roosevelt's portrait, and minimal wear on high points, because coins graded in higher mint state categories, like MS-65 or above, can command a premium in the collector market even though billions were minted, making pristine examples surprisingly desirable among serious collectors and YouTube coin enthusiasts who enjoy showcasing high-grade modern coins. And speaking of mintage figures, the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of 1978 dimes, while the Denver Mint also contributed a massive output, ensuring widespread circulation across the United States, which is why most 1,978 dimes found in circulation today are common but still historically meaningful as everyday artifact of American commerce. And for beginner collectors, the 1978 dime is often recommended as an entry-level coin because it is affordable, easy to find, and still offers educational value in learning about mint marks, grading, and coin preservation techniques, such as storing coins in protective holders, avoiding cleaning, which can reduce value, and examining coins under proper lighting to detect luster and surface quality. And another exciting aspect of the 1978 dime involves mint errors and varieties, as some rare examples may feature off-center strikes, die cracks, double dies, or clipped planchets, and these error coins can significantly increase the value far beyond the standard 10-cent denomination, making them highly sought after by collectors and content creators who build engaging stories around rare discoveries in pocket change. And from a design appreciation perspective, the Roosevelt dimes continuity through decades, including 1978, demonstrates the stability of American coinage aesthetics, as the same core artistic vision has been preserved while minting technology improved to allow faster and more precise production. And in terms of physical specifications, the coin has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters, a weight of approximately 2.27 grams, and a reeded edge, all of which remain consistent with modern dimes, reinforcing the idea that even a small coin carries a rich legacy of design, engineering, and historical significance. And collectors who specialize in modern U.S. coins often include the 1978 dime as part of a complete Roosevelt dime collection spanning from 1946 to present. And assembling a full set in high grade can be both a rewarding and educational journey, especially for those building a coin-focused YouTube channel like Liberty Ledger Crypto, where storytelling about coin history, value, and rarity plays a crucial role in audience engagement, because Viewers are naturally fascinated by the idea that a small, everyday coin could potentially hold collectible worth depending on condition and rarity factors. And market trends show that while circulated 1978 dimes typically remain worth face value, uncirculated rolls, mint state coins, and era varieties can fetch higher prices in coin shows, online auctions, and collector marketplaces. And grading companies such as PCGS and NGC often encapsulate high-quality examples, further enhancing their credibility and desirability among investors and collectors alike. And beyond monetary value, the 1978 dime also serves as a cultural symbol reflecting late 20th century America, representing an era of industrial strength, economic adaptation, and continued reverence for historical figures like Roosevelt, whose legacy is permanently engraved into American coinage. And when you hold a 1978 dime, you are not just holding 10 cents, but a piece of history that traveled through decades of transactions, pockets, banks, and collections, silently witnessing everyday life in America. And this narrative element makes it perfect for long-form YouTube storytelling because it allows creators to blend history, design analysis, collecting tips, and market insights into a single engaging script that keeps viewers watching from start to finish. And as we conclude this deep exploration of the 1978 Liberty One dime, it becomes clear that even the most common coins can hold extraordinary educational and historical value when viewed through the lens of numismatics, proving that coin collecting is not just about rare treasures, but also about appreciating the artistry, symbolism, and historical continuity embedded in everyday currency that millions of people once used without a second thought. Step 4, where today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern American coins that collectors and history lovers both admire, the 1999 Liberty One dime of the United States of America, a coin that may look small in size, but carries a powerful story of American heritage, artistry, and numismatic importance. The 1999 dime, officially known as a Roosevelt dime, represents continuity in U.S. coinage history, but when many collectors refer to it as a Liberty dime, they are often connecting its legacy to the earlier winged Liberty head design that symbolized freedom and strength in American culture. In 1999, the United States Mint struck millions of dimes at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, each carrying the familiar portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, a tribute that began in 1946 to honor his leadership and his role in the March of Dimes campaign. This small silver-colored coin is composed of a clad composition, featuring a copper core with outer layers of nickel, a standard introduced in 1965 when the U.S. Mint transitioned away from 90% silver coinage due to rising silver prices and economic shifts. When examining a 1999 dime closely, collectors immediately notice the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust. In the year 1999, all engraved with sharp modern minting precision that reflects late 20th century coin production technology. The reverse side showcases the iconic torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols representing liberty, peace, and strength respectively, making the design deeply meaningful beyond its face value of 10 cents. The torch at the center is especially symbolic, representing the light of freedom that has been a central theme in American coinage design for decades. In 1999, the United States was experiencing a booming economy and the rise of digital technology, yet physical coins like the dime remain an essential part of everyday commerce, used in vending machines, public transportation, and daily transactions across the country. For coin collectors, the 1999 dime holds special interest because of mint-marked varieties such as the 1999 P, 1999 D, and the Proof 1999S versions, each offering different levels of rarity and collector appeal. The Proof coins minted in San Francisco are particularly admired for their mirror-like finish and sharp details, often preserved in protective cases and graded by professional services. Some high-grade specimens, especially those graded MS-67 or higher, can command significantly higher prices than their face value, proving that condition plays a major role in coin valuation. Another important factor that makes the 1999 dime interesting to collectors is the possibility of mint errors, including off-center strikes, double dies, and clipped planchets, which can turn an ordinary circulation coin into a rare collectible treasure. These minting anomalies occurred during the high-speed production process at U.S. Mint facilities and are now highly sought after in the numismatic market. The historical connection of the dime denomination dates back to the Coinage Act of 1792, which established the dime as one of the original units of U.S. currency, making every modern dime part of a long and continuous monetary tradition. Over the decades, the dime has evolved in design, metal composition, and minting technology, but its core identity as a symbol of American commerce and national pride has remained unchanged. In 1999 specifically, coin production volumes were high due to strong economic activity, yet well-preserved uncirculated rolls from this year are still collected today as part of modern coin sets. Many collectors also search through bank rolls hoping to find high-grade examples or rare air varieties, turning coin hunting into an exciting and educational hobby. From an artistic perspective, the portrait of Roosevelt, designed by John R. Cynic, reflects classical engraving techniques combined with modern minting accuracy, giving the coin a timeless appearance that connects past and present American values. The edge of the 1999 dime is reeded, a design feature originally intended to prevent the shaving of precious metals when coins were made of silver, but today it remains as a traditional aesthetic and functional detail. When discussing the market value of the 1999 Liberty dime, most circulated coins remain worth face value, but uncirculated and proof examples can range from a few dollars to significantly higher, depending on grading, luster, and preservation quality. Professional grading companies such as PCGS and NGC play a major role in determining the collectible value of these coins by evaluating strike quality, surface condition, and overall eye appeal. Another fascinating aspect of the 1999 dime is its role in modern coin collecting trends, as many beginners start their collections with accessible coins like dimes due to their availability and affordability. The year 1999 also marks the beginning of the state quarter era, which increased public interest in U.S. coin collecting, indirectly boosting attention toward other denominations, including the dime. For educational purposes, studying the 1999 dime provides insight into how modern U.S. coins are manufactured using advanced presses capable of producing hundreds of coins per minute while maintaining consistent design clarity. Despite being a small denomination coin, the dime's production involved highly precise engineering, quality control inspections, and die maintenance to ensure uniformity across millions of strikes. Collectors often store their 1999 dimes in coin albums, protective capsules, or certified slabs to preserve their condition and prevent environmental damage, such as oxidation or scratches. Over time, even minor differences in preservation can greatly impact a coin's grade and future resale value. In the global numismatic community, the U.S. dime is recognized as one of the most iconic small coins, admired for its historical continuity and symbolic design elements that reflect American ideals of liberty and resilience. Whether found in pocket change or preserved in a professional collection, the 1999 Liberty One dime represents more than currency. It represents a piece of American history that connects everyday transactions with a deeper national story. As we conclude this detailed exploration, it becomes clear that the 1999 United States Liberty dime is not just a 10-cent coin, but a collectible artifact shaped by history, economics, and artistic tradition, making it a must-know piece for both beginner and advanced coin collectors who appreciate the enduring legacy of United States coinage. Stabblast Channel, where we explore the hidden stories, history, and value behind iconic United States coins that collectors and history lovers admire around the world. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the 2005 Liberty One dime from the United States of America, a small coin with a big legacy that carries over a century of American heritage, artistry, and symbolism in just 10 cents of metal. At first glance, the 2005 dime may look like an ordinary circulation coin, but when we truly understand its background, design, production, minting process, and collector interest, we realize that this coin represents continuity in American coinage and the enduring spirit of liberty. The 2005 Liberty dime continues the long-running Roosevelt dime series, which has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1946, honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt, one of the most influential leaders in American history, who guided the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. The obverse of the 2005 dime features a left-facing portrait of Roosevelt, a design created by sculptor John R. Cynic, whose initials JS can be found on the coin, quietly marking the artistic signature of the designer, whose work still circulates in millions of pockets today. Above the portrait, the word liberty stands proudly, representing freedom and democratic values, while the year 2005 is inscribed to show the coin's place in the timeline of modern U.S. coinage. The motto, "In God We Trust," appears to the left of the portrait, a phrase deeply embedded in American currency and national identity, symbolizing faith and resilience throughout the nation's history. When we turn the coin to the reverse side, we see the iconic torch in the center, flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, which together symbolize liberty, peace, and strength, the three pillars of American ideals that have remained unchanged for decades. The inscription, "United States of America," curves around the top, while 1 dime is written at the bottom, clearly identifying the denomination of the coin in a bold yet elegant style. The 2005 dime was minted at major U.S. mint facilities, including the United States Mint locations in Philadelphia and Denver, with mint marks P and D respectively, while proof versions were produced in San Francisco with the S mint mark for collectors who prefer higher quality finishes. These mint marks are extremely important for collectors because they help identify where the coin was produced and can influence its rarity and value in the numismatic market. In terms of composition, the 2005 Roosevelt dime is made of a clad composition consisting of copper and nickel, specifically 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, bonded in layers to create durability and longevity in circulation. This composition has been standard for dimes since 1965, when the United States shifted away from silver coinage due to rising silver prices and economic changes, making modern dimes like the 2005 version more practical for everyday use while still maintaining their classic appearance. The diameter of the coin is 17.91 millimeters. It weighs approximately 2.268 grams, with a reeded edge that not only enhances grip, but also historically helped prevent coin clipping in earlier precious metal coinage. The year 2005 itself holds significance in American coinage because it was part of a stable era in U.S. mint production, when coin designs remained consistent, while minting technology continued to improve, resulting in sharper strikes and more durable coins compared to earlier decades. Millions of 2005 dimes were produced for circulation, meaning the coin is not rare in circulated condition, but high-grade uncirculated and proof versions can still attract collector interest, especially those with strong luster, full torch bands, and minimal surface marks. For coin collectors, grading plays a crucial role in determining value, and coins graded MS65 or higher by professional grading services can carry premium value compared to worn circulation coins that are only worth face value. Another interesting aspect of the 2005 Liberty dime is its role in everyday American life, as it is commonly used in transactions, vending machines, and coin rolls, yet many people never take the time to examine its details or historical meaning. This makes coin roll hunting an exciting hobby, where collectors search through rolls of dimes in hopes of finding high-grade examples, mint errors, or even older silver dimes that may have been mixed into circulation. Error coins from 2005, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or planchet errors, can significantly increase the coin's value, sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars depending on rarity and condition, which add an element of treasure hunting to modern coin collecting. The symbolism of the torch on the reverse design is particularly meaningful because it represents enlightenment and freedom, while the olive branch stands for peace and the oak branch represents strength and independence, all of which align with the American vision of liberty that has been preserved in coinage for generations. Even though the Roosevelt dime replaced the earlier Mercury dime in 1946, many collectors still compare modern dimes like the 2005 issue with earlier designs, appreciating how the theme of liberty continues to evolve while maintaining historical continuity. From a collector's investment perspective, the 2005 dime is often collected in mint sets, proof sets, and complete Roosevelt dime albums, where enthusiasts aim to assemble a full year-by-year collection that showcases progression of minting quality and design consistency across decades. The coin also appeals to beginner collectors because it is affordable, accessible, and easy to obtain in both circulated and uncirculated forms, making it an excellent entry point into the world of U.S. numismatics. Additionally, the San Francisco proof version of the 2005 dime is especially admired for its mirror-like finish and frosted design details, created through a specialized minting process that involves polished dies and carefully prepared planchets to achieve a high-quality collector coin. Over time, as coins age and circulation reduces the number of pristine examples, even modern coins like the 2005 dime can become more desirable in top condition, particularly those stored in protective holders since the year of issue. Another factor that adds depth to the story of the 2005 Liberty dime is its educational value, as it teaches collectors about American history, minting processes, metal composition, and the importance of preserving small pieces of cultural heritage. While it may only be worth 10 cents in daily transactions, its historical connection to President Roosevelt and the legacy of American coinage makes it far more meaningful to collectors and historians alike. Many collectors also enjoy searching for the 2005, P and 2005, D-dimes and bankrolls, comparing strike quality between mint facilities and identifying coins with full torch bands, a detail that indicates a strong strike and can significantly boost grading scores. When stored properly in coin albums, capsules, or certified slabs, the 2005 dime can maintain its original luster and surface quality for decades, ensuring that future generations can appreciate its design and craftsmanship. The durability of clad coinage means that these dimes will likely remain in circulation for many more years, continuing to serve as a daily reminder of America's economic system and historical identity. Furthermore,